Hi there, friends. It's Erica from the marketing department. It is time for your Facebook field trip on Sunday, so gather the family around because no one's trying to, work from home right now. Let me just get a check-in from someone. I want to make, there we are. People are seeing us. That is great. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I'm Erica from the marketing department. We have Hannah, also from the marketing department. We're practicing our very safe social distancing right now. We're going to chat with Janice here in just a minute. We're also live on Instagram, so I want to say hi to our Instagram followers. And by the way, don't forget to support your zoo during this time if you can. You can go to hoglezoo.org. There's lots of ways that you can support the zoo. There's Amazon Smile. You can make donations. You can buy tickets. You can buy memberships, different things like that. And we would love your support because it's lonely up here when the zoo is closed. So we're so glad to be here. We are in the small animal building. Last time we went live from the small animal building, someone said, is it weird that I can smell this just watching it? So we did kind of chuckle about that. But let's go ahead and turn the camera around and we are going to talk about reptiles, big and small. So we'll flip this around, introduce you to Janice. Janice is here.
Hi.
I'm going to keep my distance, but we should still be able to hear you because we're on our two different microphone system. Gwen is watching. You guys have met Gwen doing our meerkats and porcupines and things like that. So tell us, this is a pretty big guy you're next to.
Yeah, so this is Kronk. He's our Aldabra tortoise. He's male, and our female's right behind him. You can see that she's quite a bit smaller. Right now is breakfast time, so he's really excited about his salad. They get a salad every single day. Now, many of you guys are familiar with Kronk. He's one of our superstars here at the zoo. But I wanted to just say hello to him really quick because he is one of our largest reptiles here at the zoo. And he is, for sure, our largest tortoise.
You know, one of my favorite facts about Kronk is he actually weighs more than our tiger. Or like about the same or just a little bit more. And that kind of gives you a perspective of just how big and how heavy he is.
Yeah, he's really strong. He's about 450 pounds. And so even though he's a sweet tortoise, we always have to be careful around him because this big foot, if he stepped on my foot, that would hurt. And he could accidentally headbutt me as well. So even a generally calm animal can be dangerous just due to their size and strength.
Now, when you touch his shell and kind of pet, can he feel that?
Yes, he can. He has a very sensitive shell and very sensitive skin. And so they actually like having their skin touched because birds in the wild will peck parasites off of their skin to help keep them nice and healthy. And so they like that stimulation. And then they can feel their shell as well. And as long as we touch him gently and don't pat him, he really likes it.
So you don't pet him, you just touch him.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, so we don't pat.
Oh,
because
pat.
that would
like that.
bother him. But he likes a nice gentle touch. And so we'll do this and just say good morning to him.
He's like, he kind of got in a dazed stupor right there.
Yeah.
Now, I want to point out, because his Yzma, we call her his girlfriend, but that's kind of his female partner. But her shell's so much more different, but they're the same species,
They
right?
are the same species. She's only about 150, 200 pounds, and her shell's just a lot smoother. Males have like a concave shell on the underbelly to help them mount the female, and with all that mounting, it will smooth out those scoots on top of her shell.
Oh, so that's the difference. We get questions about tortoise babies. He tries often, but we've not seen that be successful. Is that right?
That is true. He definitely tries, but I just don't think she's been receptive. And in the zoo world, we just can't force it. We can set up the environment, but at the end of the day, it's up to them.
Well, he's the cutest. I don't know how she resists. Liz, yes, all of these videos live on our Facebook page. You can also access them at our YouTube channel if you go to YouTube and just type in Hogle Zoo. Any Instagram questions we need to answer?
So we don't know his exact age, but he came to the zoo in 1981, and so we estimate his age in the 30s to 40s, but that's just an estimate. We truly don't know his age.
And Amanda wants to know, how tall is he?
How tall?
I bet you he's three feet there.
He's probably about 3 feet, but when he stands up high, he can get a lot taller. So when we touch his neck, a lot of times he'll kind of rise up. Of course, he might not do it today because he's busy with his breakfast, but he will rise up even taller, probably about to there. So he gets pretty tall.
I just have to say, I love this saggy baggy skin. I don't have a carrot, handsome. I'm sorry.
So everybody thinks that Kronk is completely adorable, which he is, but a lot of times guests might not see our smaller tortoises, and I thought today you guys might like to meet our smallest tortoise at the zoo.
Yes, Kronk gets a lot of the attention. You can also schedule, you can come feed Kronk at our website, hoglezoo.org. By the way, that might be a great way to support the zoo right now, is you can buy some of these animal encounters now, and then you can come up and enjoy them at a later time. So if you go to hoglezoo.org, meet our animals, it's fun to meet Kronk and scratch his neck and touch that big old shell. Let's see. No, he's at least. Any other Instagram questions? All right, let's go meet some small reptiles. Bye, Kronk. Let's get one more look at that face. Oh, he's looking at you. He's watching that food bucket walk out. Okay, so Kronk's the biggest reptile, so now we're gonna go find the smallest.
I'm gonna have you guys stay in the hall, and I'm gonna bring a special animal out to you.
Okay, she's bringing a special animal out to us. What should we look at while we stand out here? Look at this little guy. Can't see through that glass. There we go. This is a Chinese crocodile lizard. You're sort of seeing right now.
All right.
Oh, is this our smallest tortoise?
This is our smallest tortoise currently.
Let me back up and I'm going to zoom in because we're trying to do our physical distancing. Oh my heavens, tell us about this little guy.
So this is a baby flat-tailed tortoise, and they are one of 4 species that are from Madagascar, 4 tortoise species that are from Madagascar. And Hogle Zoo has played a big role in conservation for tortoise. Zoo. So we have the parents here, and when they lay their eggs, we'll place it in an incubator and let them develop there. When they come out, they actually are smaller than this.
So can you, how small are they?
Probably about the size of a quarter.
Oh my goodness. And does he have a name?
This tortoise does not have a name.
This tortoise does not have a name. Any suggestions, you guys? This is the cutest. So they're in Madagascar, you say?
Yes, they are.
And then do they live in watery areas?
Nope, they are very terrestrial. Most tortoises primarily live on the land. Their feet are designed for climbing and digging, not climbing up high, but I mean climbing over rocks and sticks and just being on the ground. They have very elephant-like feet like Kronk does. They're the same shape, they're just small.
That's his little face, oh my goodness. All right, now one of the most common questions, tell us the difference between turtles and tortoises.
All right, well, I'll tell you a couple differences. All tortoises only eat vegetables. So a lot of turtles eat insects, and not all of them, but most of them eat bugs and other foods like that. Your exception are aquatic turtles that still eat vegetables. Another difference is the shape of their feet, and so we do see that big elephant-like foot on tortoises, and they can handle pretty dry climates, and you'll find them in different environments, but they always have that really thick foot, and they don't have any kind of flippers or webs.
Okay. And then tell me again the name of the species.
This is a flat-tailed tortoise.
Flat-tailed
I'm going to swap them out for a little.
Yes, the zoo is still closed, Kim, sadly, and we're very anxious to get back open. So if you would like to contribute and to support and donate to the zoo, we would love for you to do that at hoglezoo.org.
Hopefully I'm grabbing the right guys. This is another hatchling, and I brought his parent so you can see what they look like as adults. So this guy also was quite small when he hatched, but he's been growing up and getting bigger.
His head's kind of bopping in and out.
Yeah, he's a little nervous, so I might put him home in a minute. So they don't get handled a lot, especially when they're little. We want them to feel comfortable as tortoises and not feel like they're pets. So we don't handle them a lot. So I'll probably take him home. He's a little nervous.
He is full grown?
hunker down and move the substrate around and bury themselves a little bit. And so sometimes they just look like a rock, and that's their goal. They don't want to be noticed by predators.
Sure. Okay, so we've met big tortoises, small tortoises. What else do you have for us in this reptile?
Some large and small snakes.
All right, you guys, I told you it was snake time. Now, when we've been asking people what species would you like us to take a field trip to, reptiles came up a lot. I was surprised because sometimes people either love snakes or they don't love snakes, but we have a lot of reptile lovers out there. So let's see where Janice is taking us now.
We're gonna come over
questions?
here.
Okay.
And so I decided for you guys to just see her through the window, but for fun I brought out our rubber boa. This is our smallest snake, and so this snake is found here in the United States, and you can find him actually here in Utah. They get the name rubber boa because
he looks rubbery.
Yeah, they look rubbery. Their scales are a lot smoother and just softer, I guess I would say, that give them this rubbery look. But you can find him here in Utah.
Difficult to hold on to.
He just is very active. So we'll see how he's feeling. I might put him home in a little bit.
Now, out hiking or?
You could, but they're usually a little more southern in Utah, and they like to burrow under rocks and logs, and so they're pretty good at hiding. So it takes a little bit of time to find them. And as you can see, this coloration, they blend in really good to the ground and the surrounding areas.
He looks so smooth. He looks smoother than our python over here.
Oh yeah, that python, I mean, they still are smooth feeling, but it's a different kind of feeling. So this girl probably feels a little bit more like your fingernail. And this one, she just feels, I don't even know how to describe it. She just feels a lot softer than your fingernail.
So this, by the way,
oh, that's cool. Yeah, so you can find them from California to Utah, Montana. So that's pretty much their range is from about California to Montana. And they're usually really good at hiding. They're always on the ground. They eat small rodents and voles, where this large snake could eat really large food items, primates, pigs, civets, or large rodents, large rabbit type animals. And so when we feed this rubber boa at the zoo, he just gets like a little baby mouse, where she will maybe get a huge rabbit, like a 10-pound rabbit.
Wow. You guys, should that be a Facebook Live someday? Would we want to watch that? Of course, the rabbits, it's all frozen. We don't put live animals in there. So we get some people that say this is creeping me out and I'm not even there. And then we have other people say, my daughter loves snakes. She's so happy about this. So,
well, I think it's important to teach kids not to be frightened by reptiles because they serve a really important role in our environment. And so even if they're not your favorite animal, it's still really important to appreciate what they do for us.
They kill the rodents, guys.
They kill the rodents.
They kill the rodents. Now, how long is Python? How long did you say?
So she's probably about even longer in the wild. The largest is probably about 19 maybe to 22 feet, but that's pretty extreme.
That's pretty
this
big.
is the longest snake in the world, where the anaconda is considered the largest because you include the weight. So not just the length, but also the weight. So she won't get as heavy as an anaconda, but she could get longer.
Now, Lisa's son would like to know the difference between a boa constrictor and a python.
All right, so we'll do the two things I like to think of the most. So a boa is only found in the Western Hemisphere, so North and South America, where the python is Old World, so Africa, Asia. So this is an Asian snake right here. And another difference is the style of birth that they have. So one lays eggs. The Old World World snakes lay eggs, and then the New World snakes, they basically have live birth where they hatch inside the body. The eggs hatch inside the body, and then the live babies come out.
Well, I wish we could schedule that for a Facebook Live. It's difficult to schedule births that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've seen biggest tortoise, smallest tortoise, biggest snake. Hey, Brandon wanted to know if there's any bigger snakes you can hold.
That is the largest snake we have at Hogle.
Okay, there we go. Now, do you have more reptiles for us?
I do. I'll be right back.
Oh, we have more reptiles. Eileen, yes, you and your son should come up and feed Krog. It's a wonderful experience. By the way, if you want to feed our big tortoise, you can go to hoglezoo.org. It's one of the great ways you can support the zoo right now while we're closed. All these animals still need great love, care, attention, food, all that good stuff. So you can head to hoglezoo.org. So let's follow Janice and see what she has in store for us.
All right, so I'm going to bring out our largest lizard. And we'll
who's out here? We got what is this?
This
guy?
is enrichment for the TD monkeys.
Oh.
So this is plastic.
So I fell for it. I thought that was real. Uh-oh.
Yeah, lots of people think it's real, but we do lots of different kinds of enrichment. Everything from balls that they can play with that you guys would think of. To fake animals and even like watching television. So we can do a big variety of things.
Oh my heavens, how funny. Okay, I totally fell for that. I thought one of the birds from the rainforest wandered out. Okay, where are we headed?
We're gonna head to Desert Zone, and I'm gonna take out our largest lizard. His name is Frank.
Frank the lizard, you guys. Come along. Tamari took home a rubber boa from our property without my mom noticing.
So if you guys want to be right here,
okay.
This is who we're going to take out.
Oh, we're taking this guy out? Oh my goodness. Frank, we're about to meet you. Janice went back there to get Frank. Let's see, Cynthia, my daughters and I got to interact and feed Krog. It was an awesome experience, isn't it though? To be up to next to an animal so big. Oh my goodness, let's look at this. Wow. Behavioral social enrichment. Yes, we're going to be talking about all the different types of enrichment that we do here at the zoo. So that will be one of our Facebook Lives. Okay, let's meet Frank. Sue's still terrified of them. Well, I hope that this helped you be slightly less afraid. Oh my goodness, how heavy. Is he going to go fast?
I don't think he'll go fast. We'll just give him space to walk around. I'd have to look at how much he weighs, but he's not as heavy as you think. I can actually go look on his card right now and see how much he weighs. So can the people on Facebook tell us what kind of lizard that is?
All right, you guys, you just got challenged. Can you tell us what kind of lizard this is? I'm going to zoom in. Look at him. He's kind of giving me some side eye. That is some. Now, does he lash out? Cat? What do I do? Cat's in the background smirking at us because I'm like, ooh. Yeah, Amanda says, I can smell this video because people know the smell. Okay, so talk about his eyelids for a minute.
Oh yeah, so lizards can blink. That is actually a really good way to tell the difference between a lizard and a snake. So there are actually some lizards that look like snakes because they don't have legs. And there's two ways you can tell them apart.
You just saw that. Did you guys see that?
All lizards can blink. And then they also have ear holes. So you can see the holes on the side of his head. That's where his ears are. And then snakes, they are not going to be able to blink. Their eyelid is basically a clear scale that is constantly over the eye. And they will not have these ear holes. Where they pick up sound is covered, and they pick up sound a little bit differently than us. They're going to rely a lot on vibrations more than they're going to rely on like auditory hearing.
I'm zoomed in on him super tight, so I'm sorry it seems a little shaky. Now, most people are guessing monitor lizard.
Yes. Do we know what kind?
Savannah monitor?
Perfect.
I say with a question mark because I'm reading some of the guesses here.
You guys did great. This is a Savannah monitor. He's about 3 feet long. When we got him, he was probably a third of this size, maybe even smaller, and he's just grown quite a bit. This is about as big as he's gonna be.
He seems huge to me.
Well, there are monitor lizards that actually get larger than this. The largest monitor is the Komodo dragon. So it's in the same family, but this guy is obviously not that species.
When you walked away and left us alone, we felt like he was giving us a little side eye, like a watch it, back off.
No, I think he's just curious what we're doing. We don't take him out in the hall a lot. He can be used for education. We don't necessarily take him to schools, but we have trained him to be able to be handled and to meet guests at some point. And I think there's another monitor that lives over in Creekside or Ark, Savannah monitor as well, that's used for education.
Now, how big was he? You went in to check his weight, and then how old is he?
He's probably about 16 pounds, maybe a little bit more than that. He's 7 kilograms. So we weigh everything in grams and kilograms, and so sometimes it's hard for me to do the math.
Hey, and I'm not going to ask you to because I'm nice like that. I'm like halfway in my sweater, halfway out of my sweater because it's warm in SAB.
Yeah, SAB is always warm, and so it's kind of a nice building to go to, especially in the winter.
The dead middle of winter.
People think, oh no, the zoo's closed in the winter, but we're open almost always, and it's nice to come in here, and it's nice and quiet in the winter. It's
in the winter
treat.
for sure.
Yeah.
Now, 11-year-old Abby wants to know if they're dangerous. Are monitor lizards dangerous?
Monitors can be. They are very intelligent lizards. They're actually really good at training. So Frank is target trained, so he'll touch his nose to a buoy, and then we'll give him a piece of meat for it. They can whip you with their tail, and they can bite you. Pretty good bite. So you do have to know the species, but also the individual. I feel pretty comfortable with Frank because I know him as an individual, and most Savannahs can be on the mellow side, but other monitors can be quite dangerous just due to their strength and intelligence, and they have a gnarly bite.
I do want to just show this beautiful pattern. And I'm trying to move very slowly and carefully.
Very active right now.
He-
Just because he's
Well, it's a little
So the question
cooler
was, why isn't he
it's a
active
little
right now?
cooler out here on the floor. His exhibit is a lot warmer. His basking rock is nearly 100 degrees.
Ooh, I need one of those.
So we have to keep it quite warm for them. They're native to sub-Saharan Africa, and they need nice warm basking spots to keep their energy up, because if you are ectothermic, that means that you have to get a lot of energy from your environment and get warm enough to move. He's also a mellow lizard, so even when he's in his enclosure, he's not running around a lot. He's just kind of relaxing and basking.
Not a bad life. Now tell us about his feet. He sure has some claws right there.
Yeah, so monitors are great diggers, and they have really strong legs, and so they'll use those nails in the legs to dig and find food. They eat a lot of invertebrates and eggs and small animals, and so these guys have quite the variety in their diet. It's pretty interesting.
Do they shed?
Yeah, so snakes will shed in one whole piece, where lizards shed in little pieces kind of all the time. And so you'll see that some of his skin on his back is a little flaky, and that's because he's shedding little pieces of his skin.
Oh, he's shedding right now. Okay.
Yeah, so he sheds quite a bit.
People
actually.
are impressed with his nails. And I kind of joke, it kind of looks like a quarantine manicure, right? Like when we all get out of quarantine, we're going to be pretty gnarly. Okay, so you can see it's kind of rough in spots here on his back while he sheds a little bit.
And then he has that pattern as well to blend in with his environment. You can see the pattern. These dots are a good way to tell that he's a Savannah monitor. Now, it could be a challenge, but we could attempt to see our smallest lizard.
Yes.
We'll definitely try.
Now, Neil asked the question I should have asked first thing is how fast can he run?
Pretty fast if he wanted
See,
to.
I should have asked that first, Neil. Ooh. Okay, she's going to put Frank, and then she's going to put Frank back in here, and then we're going to go take a look at the smallest lizard. His hot rock is, yeah, which sounds so lovely. Okay, there he is. Hi. Is that fun? Is that so fun? When Janice comes out, Miranda, we will ask that. She did say lizards can have quite a bite. You guys never trim his nails, right?
We trim his nails sometimes. He's due for a nail trim right now, but he can be a little stubborn about it.
He doesn't like. Maybe that's another good Facebook Live. We will come watch how you do that sometime.
So we'll try and
let's
find
try
our
this.
smallest
Bye, Frank.
lizard.
Let's try the smallest. There's Jill. Jill working hard back there. Okay, let me zoom in.
So he's on the glass, so if you can see him, you're actually looking at his belly. This is a neon day gecko.
Okay, give me a minute to get focused.
Yeah, no
here.
problem.
Let's see. So he's a gecko?
Yes, this is a neon day gecko, and they are from, I think they're from Madagascar, in northern Madagascar, by Africa. And so these guys, they eat small insects, and so you can see the difference of size will determine what they're gonna eat. I also was able to find another one of our small lizards that he hides a lot. So actually right now you can see him really well.
All right. Rena says, just like my dog, he doesn't like his nails getting clipped either. Isn't
Aww,
that true?
He just ran and hid.
Oh, he did?
I'm bummed out. Oh, there he is. This is our girdled lizard.
Okay.
This is a really cute lizard that I wish more guests got to see, but he is an expert at hiding.
Yes, he is. And where is he? I'm not in the right spot.
I think you need to go lower.
I need to go lower?
Yeah, I think so. On the next level down.
Where is he? You see him?
Hold on, you guys. I see him with
I
my
see
bare
him.
eye,
Yeah,
but I'm not.
Kind of a
Oh,
fun,
there he is.
A kind
There
of
we
a fun
are.
challenge. There we go. Yeah, he's only a few inches long. This is the girdled lizard. They're from Africa, Southeast Africa.
He's totally hiding.
Yeah.
More side-eye, reptile side-eye.
Yeah, he's really good at hiding in the rocks, and that spot that he's in is actually his favorite spot to live, so and hide and watch the guests. So a lot of times guests walk right past him, but he's a cute little guy, and he eats insects as well.
He was the tropical girdled lizard?
Yes.
Okay. We did not want to take out the small lizards because they can move so fast, right?
Oh yes, I didn't want to handle these guys. They are so quick and speedy, and I also don't want to cause them any stress.
We don't need that on Facebook Live,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Oh, Anna says hi. Anna says hi, you're doing a great job.
Oh, thank
Anna,
you.
used
Thank
to
you,
work
Anna.
here. We miss you. Okay, you guys, any other questions about reptiles, big and small, while we have Janice here? Because I probably ought to send her to lunch here soon. Do we have any Instagram questions? Okay, everyone, I'm going to give you like one more second just to watch them. Okay, excellent. Well, I'm going to keep my distance here. We're going to say thank you to Janice for all of your reptilian knowledge. You guys, thank you so much for checking in with our Facebook Lives. Now, remember, all of these videos live on our Facebook page. And if you can't catch them there, or you know people who would enjoy them and they're not on Facebook, they can go to YouTube, type in Utah's Hogle Zoo. We have a playlist of all of our Facebook field trips. We're doing this for you every day at 11:30 while we're closed, because we know you're probably going through zoo withdrawals, and we're missing you guys too, so are the animals. So we can't wait till it's safe enough for us to open back up. In the meantime, please don't forget to support your zoo if you can. You can go to hoglezoo.org. There's lots of ways for you to support, whether that's buy tickets now to use at another time. You can buy memberships, you can donate, all that good stuff. So keep your questions coming in. We'll answer them from our desk. Thank you to our team. You guys be safe. Stay safe out there. Thanks so much.